slasher double feature. Slasher Fest is here. Bring your popcorn. Please put some soda on ice. Let's go. The blood will flow, the gore will splatter. Forget your stress, nothing else will matter except the movies and the memories. Come on down to the drive-in tonight. Evil Dead chick is screening a slasher double feature. Slasher Fest is here. Here, bring your popcorn with extra butter, please. Put some soda on ice. Let's go! The blood will flow, the gore will splatter. Forget your stress, nothing else will matter except the movies and the memories.
Hi, I am Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel. Don't forget to watch Evil Dead Chick on Deadites on Deck on YouTube. Oh, and subscribe, man.
All messed up.
Howdy, gang. Hey, the poet, and welcome to another They're All Messed Up. And here in a little bit, we're going to be talking about Drive-In Massacre and Eaten Alive, and the kills in each one of these films. Now, I'm going to really enjoy this because I'll be totally honest, 100% of the time, I don't necessarily like the movies I'm talking about, and they are a chore to watch and kind of a chore to talk about. But Drive-In Massacre and Eaten Alive are exceptions, and great exceptions, and I'm going to get to those here in just a little bit. But as I've been doing these last few live streams, I just wanted to remind you guys and gals out there that there are several different ways that you can support me and the channel, and it won't cost you a dime. Now, I appreciate people. Yes, the Toby Hooper Eaten Alive. Yes, that is correct. The poet, the one that has Robert Englund and Marilyn Burns in it, and also Janice Blythe is in both of these. And if you are not sure who Janice Blythe is, she played Ruby on Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes. So if you can picture Ruby in your mind. That's Janice Bly. But as much as I appreciate the super chats and the super stickers and people joining the channel and the Patreon and buying stuff from my shop, I know that especially in this day and age, everybody's not made out of money, right? So I like to let you know of some options that support me in the channel, and they don't cost you a dime. One of the ways is by subscribing. There's never a bad time to subscribe to not only my channel, but anybody else's channel out there that you're enjoying the content, right? And once you subscribe, you can hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the new content that I've got coming out. You can also hit that like button on stuff you especially enjoy. And heck, if you like it all, hit that like button all across the board. It's a lot better than a dislike. And unfortunately, I've had, I don't know who these people are or why they're doing this to me. But I've had people go now and dislike the stuff before I've even had the damn stream. So, I would hope that they would stop, because they're not going to make me stop doing streams and videos. And they're not going to make me stop doing any particular types of streams and videos either. The more they dislike, the more determined it makes me to do quality programming. So I just wanted to put that out there. I don't even know if these people even come in here and watch my stuff or not. Or if they're just randomly going through and dislike. But I think it's pretty petty to dislike something before it's even come out. I mean, to me, that's just ridiculous. So if you're that person and you're in here listening to me now, you're not going to make me stop doing stuff on my channel. You're not going to make me give up on my channel. I've worked too damn hard for this channel to get it where it's at. And you're not going to make me stop doing any sort of programming. This is my channel, and I'm going to do what kind of programming that I want to do. Okay. And that's all I'll say about it. So, to get back to what I was talking about, and there's one more way that you can support me in the channel. It won't cost you a dime, won't cost anybody you tell about the channel a dime. It says by sharing with friends and family members that you think might enjoy the content that I'm putting out. Share my channel at Deadites on Deck. Okay. And if you are financially able and you feel so inclined to, join the channel or join my Patreon or whatever, I'm going to be doing some restructuring on the channel joining. And I've noticed that some people put just a flat rate of joining at about $5. And I thought, yeah, maybe I'm, asking for too much here, because I had different levels. Because originally I did see people having different levels. And I thought, well, why don't I just set this at $5 and we can give people certain perks, but look for that to be restructured here in the coming weeks. Okay. But if you want to peruse my shop site at deaditesondeck.com, you are free to. Have a lot of stuff on there, t-shirts and hats and tote bags and mouse pads, blended teas, scented candles, all that good stuff. And I'm planning on putting some more on there sooner rather than later, I hope. But if you're not a horror fan, hey, I do custom work. I can make custom logos for you. There's a handy dandy form on the homepage of the shop site. Hey, Hope. It's good to see you in here. And I'll hope a message here in a little bit longer message than I was able to send a little bit earlier. But I can work with you to create logos for t-shirts and hats and mouse pads and tote bags and Oh, well, I appreciate you too, Hope. You're always there for me. Um, but I can do that. I would be willing to work for you or work with you to create a logo that you would be proud to put on t-shirts and hats, etc., etc. And this could be for, a baseball team, a basketball team. If you have a business or side business that you want to put logos on shirts and hats, etc., etc., hit me up. Let me know what it is you so desire. Now, if you are a horror fan and you don't find a design that really piques your interest, then please fill out the form and tell me what it is that you would like to have on a shirt, a hat, mouse pad, tote bag, whatever. And I will work with you. Okay. So just wanted to put that out there once again. And again, the site is deaditesondeck.com. If you can remember the name of my channel, you can remember the name of the shop site. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to these movies. Now, I said I have a lot of fun with these two movies. These two movies are not a chore to watch at any time. And they have decent kills in them. Okay. Now, the first one is Drive-In Massacre, and that's actually Janice Blythe and our gory glory right there. She made it to the cover of both the VHS, which I ended up renting many moons ago. And Steve thought I was crazy because a lot of people don't consider Drive-In Massacre to be a good movie. And it is very low budget, and sometimes it's kind of hokey. But overall, I think it's a decent little slasher film. And it probably worked best back in the drive-in days when people would go to see stuff like this at a drive-in. And if you watch it all the way to the end, you'll see what I mean. But I still have a lot of fun watching it at home. Okay. So, a little bit about the plot of Drive-In Massacre. So we have an unknown killer who is killing the patrons of the local drive-in theater in California, this small town in California. I guess you could call it a small town. Maybe it's a bigger town, but you don't see that much of it. It looks small, right? So that's a basic story. And these cops are trying to figure out what or who is doing the killing. And they're investigating all these people and different avenues. The only drawback to this film, and a lot of you may not feel that it's a drawback, is that they introduce a suspect and a killer who doesn't turn out to be the killer at the drive-in. They just stick him in there, and he's played by Buck Flower. And I think the young girl that he is threatening with a machete is actually his daughter. Burkina, I think, is her name. And so I love Buck Flower, but I'm like, what are they doing putting a new character in with about 14 minutes left in the film? Because this movie is only an hour and 14 minutes, not very long. But that's small potatoes in the grand scheme of things. But it was always something that I wondered about. So let's get to the kills in Drive-In Massacre from 1976. This movie's as old as I am. Directed by Stu Siegel. So we have a total of 9 deaths in this one. And this one starts off with a bang. It starts off with a double kill of a man's head is cut off with a sword as he's reaching out the car window to get the speaker closer. Then we have a sword that's plunged through a woman's throat, and that is Janice Blythe's character in the film. So you get these two pretty elaborate kills right off the bat in the movie. So you have a man and a woman skewered with a sword as they're kissing. A woman's head cut off camera, but you get to see the results of the carnage. A man's throat is slit off camera as well, but it's pretty elaborate when you get to see it. You got a man shot, a man stabbed to death with a sword, and a man stabbed in the throat with a knife, and his arm is cut off screen. So if you've never seen Drive-In Massacre, I would urge you to check it out. It's decent. It's a fun little time waster that is not hard to get through or anything like that. So moving on to the next one, which is Eaten Alive, and as the poet said, this is the Tobe Hooper Eaten Alive. It's not the cannibal film Eaten Alive, right? So this is directed by Tobe, Texas Chainsaw Massacre Hooper, okay? And believe it or not, it is a slasher film because there is some slashing that goes on in this. So we have a total of 5 deaths in this one, 4 less than Drive-In Massacre, but I still love Eaten Alive, and I have fun with it every time I watch it. Again, it's not a chore to watch. It's about an hour and 30 minutes, so it's not extremely long or anything like that. And we have Robert Englund, we have Marilyn Burns, we have Janice Blythe playing one of Robert Englund as Buck. And you know what Buck likes to do. If you've seen this movie, it rhymes with Buck. That's just all I'm going to say. So we have Neville Brand's character. He runs the Starlight Motel, but he goes a little crazy sometimes and kills off the people that are staying in his motel. And sometimes he feeds them to his pet alligator. All right. So we've got a woman stabbed to death with a pitchfork. Very, very gory, bloody kill, in my opinion. A man eaten by an alligator. A man's throat cut with a scythe or skith. I'm never sure how you pronounce that. And 2 men get eaten by an alligator at the end. Okay. So I'll just, for those of you that are, like I always say, if you're in here, you kind of get a one up on people that aren't in here or don't watch these on the replay. So the next 2 films that I'm going to be covering next week, hopefully, will be House on Straw Hill, also from 1976, and Haunts from 1976. House on Straw Hill is directed by James Clark, and Haunts is directed by Herb Freed. They did, and I had heard that Robert Englund was going to play the Buck part, that Quentin Tarantino wanted him to play the Buck part, but I think Robert Englund decided that he probably wouldn't be too good for the part because he was older by then. And, he said it wasn't going to be very good with him, like as old as he was at that time and with glasses on and stuff like that. And I think I saw that on the documentary about Robert Englund. But yeah, I think Quentin Tarantino is also a huge fan of Eaten Alive and Robert Englund's character in Eaten Alive. And I think that's why he had that scene in Kill Bill 1 or Kill Bill Volume 1. But I guess that's, like I say, I don't intend for these to be very long. I go through a little bit of the plot for each one of the films, and I talk about the kills in them, and I may talk about what I like about them or dislike or whatever. Um, but I want to thank the poet and the Hope for being here in the chat with me tonight. I appreciate you guys so much, for guys and gals, sorry, for being in here with me. For anybody that didn't feel comfortable um, getting in the chat, or you were watching this live stream on a device where you're not able to chat at the same time, like a smart TV, I want to thank you for joining me as well. And for those of you that didn't get to join me live that will watch this on the replay, I appreciate each one of you guys and gals as well. So, as always, I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And I want to remind everybody, as I always do before I get off of here for the night, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. And also, don't be a butthead just for the sake of being a butthead. Okay. And I think people, don't be a jerk to people. Whether they've got a channel on YouTube or they don't. Just don't be a jerk. Okay. And I think, the poet's not a jerk. I know Hope's not a jerk. And, hopefully the majority of the people watching this, if not all, are not jerks. But you know what being a jerk means and all that good stuff. Well, I don't exactly know who it is, Uncle Bill, but there's several someone's being jerks on my channel, disliking streams before they're even posted, before I've even done them. To me, that's being a jerk, but I won't get into all that again. But thank you for showing up in the chat, Uncle Bill. I appreciate that. I would think that maybe you've been watching too, so I hope you enjoyed this edition of They're All Messed Up. And you guys and gals enjoy the rest of your Thursday night. And I'll see everybody next time. And by next time, I mean, hopefully you guys and gals can join me for Evil Dead Chicks Slasher Fest tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for the Prowler, folks. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and I hope many of you can join me for that. You watch each one of them. It is lame. It is lame, Uncle Bill. I agree. But all I can ask is that they find another hobby besides disliking my videos and my streams. But I appreciate that you watch each one of them, Uncle Bill. And I'm out of here for now. I'll see you guys next time.